When it comes to basketball, being tall isn't just an advantage, it's a game changer. But today we're talking about players who redefined what it means to dominate on the court. These towering legends didn't just play the game, they turned their unique challenges into unforgettable stories of greatness. From record-shattering blocks to unexpected three-point shooting, their journeys prove that being different can make you legendary. Get ready to stand tall with us as we dive into the incredible stories of the NBA's tallest players right here on Sports Frenzy TV. Let's start with Manute Ball, one of the tallest players to ever grace the NBA, standing at an unbelievable 7'7". Manute didn't just play basketball, he dominated defensively. Over his career, he averaged an incredible 3.3 blocks per game. In his rookie season alone, he shattered records with 397 block shots. That's more than 5 blocks per game. But ball wasn't all about defense. In 1993, during a game no one saw coming, Manute hit 6 three-pointers in a single half. Can you imagine watching a guy that tall drain threes? His shot may have looked awkward, but when it went in, it was unforgettable. Manute's story goes beyond basketball. Born in Sudan, he lived an extraordinary life. He reportedly fought off lions as a kid and used his NBA earnings to help his war-torn homeland. Instead of splurging on mansions or cars, Manute sent most of his money back home to fund relief efforts. He truly cared about making a difference. Unfortunately, being nearly 8 feet tall came with challenges. The wear and tear on his body eventually caught up with him, and he retired after 10 seasons. Despite his struggles, Manute left behind a legacy as one of the greatest shot blockers in NBA history. He passed away in 2010 at just 47 years old, but his impact, both on and off the court, will never be forgotten. Speaking of fan favorites, let's talk about someone who brought joy and energy to every game he played, Tacko Fall. Tacko Fall is a name everyone loves to cheer for. At 7'6", he's one of the tallest players of modern NBA history, but what makes Tacko special is his personality. He got this infectious smile that lights up any arena. Tacko grew up in Senegal and didn't start off as a basketball player. Believe it or not, his first dream was to become a biochemist. But when you're 7'3" as a teenager, it's only a matter of time before basketball coaches start knocking on your door. He eventually moved to the United States to pursue basketball seriously, and by his senior year of high school, he was averaging 20 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 blocks per game. At UCF, Tacko quickly became a defensive powerhouse. During the 2019 NCAA tournament, he almost led his team to an upset victory against Zion Williamson and Duke. Fans loved his towering presence on the court. Despite his college success, Tacko went undrafted in 2019. The NBA was shifting away from traditional big men, and concerns about his mobility held him back. But Tacko didn't give up. The Boston Celtics gave him a shot, signing him to a 2-way contract. Every time he stepped on the court, the crowd went wild. He became a fan favorite even if his minutes were limited. Tacko's NBA journey hasn't been easy, but he's still playing overseas and keeping his dream alive. Who knows? We might see him back in the league someday. Speaking of shot-blocking giants, let's move on to Mark Eaton, a man who made defense an art form. Mark Eaton wasn't just tall, he was a wall in the middle of the court. At 7'4", Eaton didn't even start playing basketball seriously until his 20s. Fun fact, before basketball, he was working as an auto mechanic. But once he found his calling on the court, there was no stopping him. Eaton played his entire career with the Utah Jazz, and his shot-blocking numbers are still legendary. In the 1984-85 season, he averaged an insane 5.6 blocks per game. That's a record that still stands today. Over his 11-year career, he won Defensive Player of the Year twice and became the backbone of Utah's defense. After retiring, Eaton didn't leave the spotlight. He became a successful businessman, motivational speaker, and author. His story proves that success doesn't stop when you hang up your jersey. Now let's switch gears and talk about another towering figure with an incredible story, George Morrison. At 7'7", George Morrison was tied with Manute Ball as the tallest player in NBA history. Born in Romania, his height was caused by a pituitary gland condition. But instead of letting it hold him back, Muresan turned it into his greatest asset. In the 1995 to 96 season, George had his best year, averaging 14.5 points and nearly 10 rebounds per game. He even led the league in the field goal percentage and was named the NBA's most improved player. But like many big men, injuries took their toll. His knees and back couldn't handle the strain, and he retired after just 6 seasons. Off the court, Muresan became a fan favorite for his sense of humor and charisma. He even starred in the movie My Giant alongside Billy Crystal. From basketball courts to Hollywood, George brought joy wherever he went. Now let's move on to someone who became a global icon, Yao Ming. Yao Ming wasn't just a great basketball player, he was a global phenomenon. At 7'6", Yao was one of the most skilled big men the game has ever seen. Drafted first overall by the Houston Rockets in 2002, he became an 8-time All-Star and averaged 19 points and 9 rebounds over his career. Yao's partnership with Tracy McGrady made the Rockets a powerhouse in the Western Conference. Together, they created unforgettable moments. But like so many giants, Yao struggled with injuries. His feet and ankles couldn't handle the demands of the NBA, and after multiple surgeries, he retired in 2011. Despite his shortened career, Yao's impact was massive. He helped grow the NBA's popularity in China and became a Hall of Famer in 2016. Yao showed the world that basketball is truly a global game. Now let's wrap things up with another legendary giant, Ralph Sampson. Ralph Sampson was a college basketball sensation before he even entered the NBA. At 7'4", he was drafted first overall by the Houston Rockets in 1983 and lived up to the hype. In his rookie year, he averaged 21 points and 11 rebounds, earning Rookie of the Year honors. Sampson teamed up with Hakeem Olajuwon to form the Twin Towers, a duo that dominated the league. In 1986, they led the Rockets to the NBA Finals. The Sampson's buzzer beater against the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals is one of the most iconic shots in NBA history. But injuries cut Sampson's career short. Knee and back problems plagued him, and by 1991, he was out of the league. Even so, his early years showed just how dominant he could have been. These towering players weren't just basketball players, they were trailblazers. From the Manute Ball's legendary blocks to Yao Ming's global impact, each of these giants brought something unique to the game. They proved that basketball is about more than stats. It's about perseverance, passion, and leaving a legacy. Which of these players inspired you the most? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Peace!